Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
Thursday, and it is March 21st, 2024, 8:10 p.m., and we are ready to go. We got some really cool stuff tonight. We've got a special guest who has a super, super awesome story about his Steinberger guitar, and we're going to get to that in just a bit, but I think everybody's really, really going to dig it. Really, really cool story. And let's get some boys in here and let's get started, shall we? Let's see who we've got. First off, we have Mr. Symmetry Trev.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome in, my friend. Cheers.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you. Rocking the AC/DC shirt tonight. Cool. Very nice. Yeah, well, you got to move a beard to see your shirt.
Right.
How's things been going for you, man?
Not so bad, not so bad. Coming up, though, tomorrow and Monday is inventory for myself. So you know what that is.
Oh, yeah. That's the least favorite time of the year for me.
Take that out behind the woodshed for me.
Yep. Well, I wish you luck with it. I hope that it goes smoothly.
I took 2 days off, so I'm going to do it at home, right? So
there you go.
Make a grilled cheese and have some tomato soup at lunch.
There you go. Work at your own pace. Right on. Well, let's see who else we got. We got somebody else ringing the bell there. Come on now. Come on. I'm coming. We got Mr. Randy R5 Price. What's that? Welcome in, my friend. What is going on?
Oh man, struggling with the pollen.
Oh yeah, that bothers you, hey?
Yeah.
Never really had too much issue with it, but sometimes, man, when here, I know you're right down the street. Man, that stuff turns into yellow soup running down the road, and that stuff is just awful.
Yeah, it never bothered me till I was about 28, 29, and just progressively gets worse every year. So we're only in the beginning.
Yeah, it's just starting. Well, welcome in, man. Welcome in. Anything exciting for you today?
No, but since Trev mentioned inventory, art starts next week.
Gotta love it. Yeah, I was glad to get that finished.
It's that time of year.
Yeah. So we have John is running a bit late. R2, who knows if he's ever going to show up, but we'll go ahead and we'll get started with things. Let me get over here, and we're going to give a big, huge shout out and thank you to our channel members. We do have channel membership on the channel. If you would like to help and support the channel with a channel membership, that is one easy way to do it. And we certainly appreciate each and every one of our channel members that has been supporting. Thank you very, very much. There should be a link right over there under the video somewhere that says join if you would like to do so. And we certainly appreciate it. Let's get over to the chat. We got 102,000 chat messages over here. So we're going to scroll up all the way to the top and we're going to see who's here. My back is bothering me a little bit, so I'm going to sit back in my chair a little bit. There we go. And we're going to start up top. We had channel member Randy Price was in. Man, I think I know that guy. Welcome in, Randy. We got Mitch Heyman is hanging out, and our special guest is in the chat there, Billy Grisack. Hope I said that right. I want to welcome in Billy. We'll get to him in just a few minutes. We'll welcome him in. Let's see. We've got Rock Daddy is here. Welcome in. Good to see you, sir.
Loud, brother. Turn it up,
we
Rock Daddy. Can't hear you.
got El Barjay is here. Welcome in. We got Cushman NYC is hanging out. Wall of Cries, who might make a special appearance back behind Randy later on. Who knows?
Maybe.
We've got, who else is hanging out here with us? We got channel member Patty Dill saying hello to OU812. Welcome in, Patty. Always good to see you. I don't know about that under the bus shirt that you rock. Oh, wait, I got an under bus hat on there. So make sure everybody, if you haven't checked out their channel, there is a link down in the description for the Rude and Crude show on Wednesday nights. And if you want to get thrown under the bus, that's a pretty good place to do it over there. So check out those guys, give them a sub, give them a like, watch some of the old videos and support the community. You got yours way back there?
Sitting on the amp.
Welcome in, Patty. Good to see you. Frank C is here. Welcome in, sir. Saying even to everyone in the chat. Good to see you, man. There's a Wild Symmetry hanging out in the chat as well. Know that guy. Channel member All Dave All Night saying, hey now, happy Thursday. Welcome in, sir.
What's up, Dave?
Look at there. We've got Mr. Mikey Mojo is here saying howdy, folks. Good to see you, sir.
What's up, Mikey?
Welcome in. Let's see. Cushman we got. Scrolling on down. Let's see. You got channel member Andrew Knox is hanging out. Saying hello to the OU crew. Welcome in, sir. Let's see. Who else is here? Let's see. I think we got Mitch already. And who else? Patrick Trites is hanging out. Welcome in, sir.
Cheers, brother.
Kurt 5150, channel member, saying get up, get up, get up. I left too much delay on. It sounded like it was being played in the church cathedral.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Welcome in, Kurt. Good to see you, sir. Kurt is, of course, part of the Under the Bus crew, so make sure you guys go over and check them out if you have not. Link is down in the description under the video. We got No Man's Land is hanging out. Always good to see you. Welcome in. Excuse me. Got Sound System 504 is here. Welcome in. Let's see. Who else do we have? Scrolling. Everybody's got the chat lit up tonight. We got channel member Hip Metalworks is hanging out, saying good day. Welcome in, sir. Good to see you. We also have channel member, Guitar Man 45, Bo. Welcome in, sir.
What's up, Bo?
Right behind him is channel member Jimmy Biter saying happy Thirst Trim Trans Day. Welcome in, Jimmy. Jimmy's always regular on Sundays with our Sunday Community Jam. Good to see you here tonight, sir. Let's see, we got Scott Brockaway is here. Welcome in. Let's see, there's Wall of Cries again. Lenny Lou, new channel member, is here saying, hey guys and gals, I can hang for a bit. Right on.
Glad you're here, Lenny.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everybody is well. Let's see, Dan Gorman is hanging out with us. Welcome in, Dan. Good to see you. Familiar face. Got Gretch Zeppelin here as well, hanging out. And I think that we have caught up with the chat. If I missed you, say hello down on the bottom. We'll try to catch you and we'll say hello to you. So yeah, I want to welcome everybody in. We got some real cool stuff tonight, and I guess without any further ado, let's see if he can find yep, he's found it. He's got the doorbell. Let's get him on in here. We have Mr. Billy Grisack. Welcome in, sir. Right on, man. So, we, Billy and I kind of met on Facebook. He messaged me. We actually had a show where Natalie was here, and she had in her possession Billy's guitar that he has right there. Yeah. So she showed it to us for a bit and said that it was in for some servicing, and we all thought it was super cool because something special about that guitar. And we'll go ahead and turn it over to Billy, and I guess let him describe what that is. And obviously it is a Steinberger guitar. It does have a trans trim on it, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So that was all rebuilt recently, and you got that back, and you are ready to rock with it. So that's a GM4T.
Yeah, it's got the two single coils at the top.
Single hum. Very, very cool. So I guess just get right on into it, man, and just tell us a little bit about your history, and then kind of give us the story of the guitar, and we are all ears, man.
Cool, man. So, well, thanks for having me. I've been watching you guys, and I'm like, you're all so good.
Well, thank you.
I thought maybe I'd just show you the guitar, like maybe not play because I didn't want to embarrass myself. But no, I've been in the music business for like 50 years now, I think, as a full-time musician. And I come from a music family. My whole family's been doing it since like 1917.
Wow.
That's like, like some people are farmers, some are real estate agents, whatever. We're like musicians. And my grandfather was a big band leader, and back in Philadelphia. I'm getting at.
Yeah, we got John who's jumped in and just spoiled everything for everybody. Welcome in, John Shane, everybody. So, sorry for the interruption, Billy. Real quick before you continue on, let me give a shout out to a couple that just come in. Christopher Live Sova is here. Welcome in, sir. Good to see you. And let's see, was there someone else that popped in? Nope, I think, there he is. Lawnmower Tapes is here. Welcome in, Lawnmower Tapes. All right, so sorry for that interruption. As new people are coming in, I'm probably going to shout them out as you're talking and continue on.
No, that's cool. Hi, John. It's John, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have his cams on just yet. So.
Okay. Well, tell him I said hi.
He'll hear you in just a minute. So sorry, we had interrupted you. You said your family has been in the business, music business, and actually been playing since 1917.
1917, yeah. My grandfather was a big band leader, and then he had a couple of kids, and one of them was my dad, and he went on to be kind of like a famous semi-famous jazz musician, which I guess means he worked with famous people. Mm-hmm. So, like, he worked with, like, Dizzy Gillespie and Stan Getz. And I guess he was the arranger for Rosemary Clooney's orchestra at one point and stuff like that. So, and then I came along, and I was, like, the black sheep of the family. They all play jazz, and I wanted to play rock and roll. Mm-hmm. My dad was trying to get me to play all this jazz music, and then one day I heard the Machine Head album, and from that point on, all I wanted to do was get a big muff distortion pedal and, just rock out, and that didn't really work with jazz standards, so that was funny. But and then I kept playing, touring, recording, in the trenches, musician for, like I said, 50 years. And in that time, I met my wife. She's a musician, and she was in the band for a long time. Then we had kids, and my kids became musicians. And the bands that I'm in right now is one with my son.
Nice.
And it's an acoustic power duo. So I perform guitar abuse on an acoustic guitar, and he beats on a cajon like a cross between Keith Moon and Animal from the Muppets.
Right.
And that's fun. And then when I'm not doing that, I do an 80s pop MIDI electric duo with my wife, and we do stuff like Duran Duran and
cool.
all the, and this is like the perfect guitar for that stuff. It's like really great. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been. Oh, and then in the middle, here's something you probably don't know. I've had like 3 distinctly different careers. One was when I was in the band when we met Pantera, which we'll talk about, and then the thing that I had the most success with, though, is I actually did children's music for like 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote and recorded almost 30 albums for kids.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, but what I did was when I started doing kids music, everything was folk and it was acoustic, and I wanted to rock. So I created a genre that like didn't actually exist at the time, and it was classic rock for kids, original classic rock for kids. So basically, I would kind of rewrite a lot of the classic rock type tunes and riffs and stuff, and just wouldn't be singing about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We'd be singing about dinosaurs and stuff,
Like Kids Bop.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, imagine like a regular rock album, but we're just not singing kids' lyrics. So, So I mean, it's very guitar driven. It's real, it's a lot. That's called Mr. Billy, Mr. Billy. Okay. So it's all out there in Spotify and all those places, Cool. And then so and now I live in Wisconsin and playing with my family. So I
got a question for you about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say real quick hello to our channel member Alonzo Guardia, who's just come in. Welcome in, Alonzo. Good to see you. And the question that I had was, you said that you play with your son, and then I immediately, made me think of, Eddie in the later years wanted to play with Wolfgang, and it seemed like they jived really good together, obviously. So do you find that playing with your own blood, that it's a little easier to lock in with that rhythm? Do you find that that's you got sort of a similar timing base and you're able to keep together a little better, sort of like Dime and Vinny did?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of read each other's minds. And I mean, it's amazing. Like a lot of times I'll just start playing things he's never heard because he's 27 now. And we do a lot of old stuff, and like I'll just say I want to do this song. Goes, I've never heard it. I said, don't worry about it, and I'll just start playing. He locks right in. It's like mind reading. It's so when you hear what we do, it's so unusual, and we'll just take off. We don't like try to copy things. So so things. Working with a family member, like I worked with my wife for a long time, and then before that I worked with my dad. Well, my first band, check this out. My first band was my mother, my father, my grandfather, and me.
Oh, wow.
So
everybody kind of lock in, with that family vibe.
Yeah, but on the flip side, you got to deal with the family vibe. You know what I mean? It's like me and my son, when we play together, we're equals, but like I'm still his dad.
Yeah. Well, you've always heard, and literally we've heard, Eddie and Alex locked in on drums and guitar, and we've all heard the stories about how they would always fight and sometimes come to fisticuffs and punching each other out. That's just family. You're going to fight sometimes, I guess, but. That's cool. That's cool that you've been able to kind of play with family for all those years and do that with music.
Yeah. So I guess I'll tell you, in the 90s is when I had my big rock band. We toured all over the Midwest. We put out a couple albums and all that stuff. And few years before that, I wanted to get a new guitar, and I was. Do you ever hear of a music store called Ches Bros? They're kind of famous at their. I forget what state they're in, Idaho or something. But I was on the road, and so everybody said you got to go to Ches Bros because I wanted a Steinberger, and nobody was selling them, but this place did, and they were like exclusive with them, franchise, right? So I went in and I actually saw this guitar, but it wasn't this guitar. It was the same model, and I fell in love with it. But this was 87, 88. But next to it, they had these Ibanez MIDI guitars. Do you remember those?
Yes.
They're headless. They're all made out of wood, but they have a built-in MIDI pickup. And then it came with a MIDI interface that you plug into. They could plug into whatever racks or keyboards you wanted, And it was the same price as the Steinberger. And I thought to myself, it didn't play as good, but I thought to myself, well, for the same money, I can get a synthesizer and a headless guitar. So I bought that, and I used that guitar for like 4 or 5 years. So it must have been more like 86. And then I bought another one for a backup, but then they start falling apart. And so I was at a gig one night, and I was probably drinking too much. It was the early 90s, and I was partying a little too much. And the guitar was literally, the neck was wiggling, the strings were popping off. It was a mess. And I remember taking it and whipping it across the stage in the middle of a song, which I don't recommend you do. It looks cooler than hell.
Right? Yeah. Crowd loved it, I'm sure.
But the next day, I realized I didn't actually have a guitar to go on my next road trip, my next tour with. And I was hard up, and I really didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I went into a music store in Minnesota, and I was in there, and there was a guy that was trying to sell this guitar to the music store, but they didn't want to have any part of it because it was weird, and it didn't have a head, and it wasn't made out of wood, and they didn't know what to do with it. And I was in dire straits. I needed a decent guitar, and I saw that, and it was like, this is my dream guitar. I want this. So when the guy went out in the parking lot...
Let me shout out Ferd Burful is here, channel member. Welcome in, Ferd. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's up, Ferd?
Is that it?
Well, we got Bonkers. He just kicked the door down, and he's here too. Welcome in, Bonkers.
That's Bonkers.
All right. So you went in, and there was a dude in there trying to sell that guitar.
This guitar, yeah. And they wouldn't buy it, so I went out in the parking lot, and I said, hey... how much you want for it? And this'll, you guys are going to die when you hear this. Let's see, it was 1990, and he said $400.
Oh my God.
And to be brutally honest, I only had like $350. So I said to him, I said to him, man, I need a guitar really bad. I said, will you take $350? He said, yes. So I bought this guitar, $350, man.
Oh my word.
And the sad thing was, at the time, I really didn't realize what I had. I just thought it was a cool guitar and it played well. And I mostly wanted it for the graphite neck. I'm a sucker for these graphite necks. They're what got me interested in Steinbergers was the old Ned Steinberger commercial where, like, remember that I think it was a bass. He took it and put it like on a couple of chairs and hit it with a hammer and stood on it. Picked it up and it played and.
Yep.
And I was like, I said, that's a guitar I need because I destroy guitars. I'm so hard on them, And so anyway, I got the guitar, but I didn't realize beyond the neck, like this thing, the whole trem thing. So here's the sad news. About a year into owning the guitar, I was just using it as a standard whammy. I busted the little posty thing right here, the locking post.
Yep.
And I broke it, and it was gone, and nobody knows anything about those guitars. So what I did was I took the little locking mechanism off, and I took the whammy, and I put it in the case. And then my roadie, my guitar tech, he got a little piece of wood, and he shoved the piece of wood in, like, right there underneath the bridge.
Right.
And it's been like that as a non-floating bridge for 30 years.
Oh wow.
And so So that was interesting. So sadly, I had this great guitar for Trans Trem, but I was never able to use it except for the first year I had it.
Right.
So recently, and I'll get back to the story you want me to tell, but I'll continue just to wrap this part of it up.
This is great, man.
Whatever direction you go, man, we're loving this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, man, wind me up, and I'll go. By the way, we passed the 7-minute mark yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just checking. But anyway, so there you go. So anyway, I've had some health problems, like since like 2015. I've been dealing with heart issues.
What's up, Steve?
Hey.
Sorry, keep. Oh,
No,
wait,
no,
I got
just-
another one. Another one.
Yeah.
Channel member Steve is here, and channel member All Dave All Night. Welcome.
Yeah.
Sir. All right. Sorry.
No, man. You do your thing, man. I'm just happy to be here. And when I say happy to be here, I'm happy to be on planet Earth.
Yeah.
On this side of the dirt.
Yeah, because that was what I was getting into. So for about like the last 8 years, I've been having like health problems. It started with my heart, and that took me out of commission for a while. Then I got cancer. That took me out of commission for a while. Then my daughter died, and she was my drummer in my band.
Oh no.
That sucked. And then I got cancer again, and I'm currently cancer free though. Yay! But before I was going in for that last surgery, they said it's 50-50. You're probably not going to make it. It was really bad, and I had decided my dying wish was to get this guitar refurbished and get it back to where. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to change the body for reasons that we'll explain later.
Right. Yeah.
But all the electronics, the frets, the trans trem, it was all rebuilt. It's unbelievable. I mean, Headless USA is just unbelievable.
Now I got to ask this question: did you know about Headless USA before you saw my show, or did you see it through my
your show? Through your show.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. See, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and I, like I said, I love you guys. You're very inspiring. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You know,
thank you.
And for one thing, and it's like two, you're not afraid to play weird guitars. Some people look at me and they're like, you've heard it. You're like, where's the rest of your guitar, son?
Yeah. Where's the rest of that neck there?
Yeah. I always tell people I'm making payments, and they send me a piece every time I make a payment. and the headstock's the last thing you get. So
it'll just clip right on.
But Natalie took really good care of me, man, and they cut me a little bit of a deal. I probably shouldn't say that. Oops. Shh. But
you mentioned the OU812 channel and the Trans-Trem Thursday.
I did.
Natalie,
I got the
Natalie
thing.
will work you out something. Yes, sir.
I mean, those guys are just incredible all the way down. So anyway, so that's kind of that part of the story. So now, yay, I'm not dead. That's good.
That's the best part, right?
Got my guitar back, and yeah. So once I get this, I have one more surgery to get. They're putting a heart valve in a couple of months here, but I'm looking forward to getting out and playing electric again, because I haven't played electric guitar on stage for a while, because it's a little too demanding, because I get a little too crazy.
You'd be raring to go with that thing all tuned up, man.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So let's back up then, and we'll tell you the cool story. One of the cool stories.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the 90s, I had this band called Billy Zack Attack. Okay.
What's up, Edwin? Welcome in, sir.
Anybody else here?
No, I think I think we're good. Lawnmower Tapes is letting you know you are strong, brother. Keep on.
Now you got us on your team.
Cool, man. So I had this band called Billy Zack Attack, and we were playing the Midwest circuit. Now, I'm from Jersey, but before the show, I was talking about how I left New Jersey in the mid-'80s because everything out there was getting more not rock-oriented. I think it's worse now, maybe, or not. I don't know.
Lenny says...
I saw that.
Says, doesn't look like he's old enough to play for 50 years. Happy
We
you're
started
okay.
in the womb.
Right? I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, man, what did you start when you were -3?
I'm 62 now.
No way.
You look good, brother.
Man, you
Do I
looking
really?
good. Yeah.
For somebody that's like been pronounced dead 3 times.
I mean,
Jeez.
I'm turning 55, and I'm talking life goals. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, that's great. Yeah. No,
Man.
I started when I was 12 with my band, with my mom, my dad, my grandfather, and me, and we went out and made money, and that's what I did for a living. My family was weird. It was like they didn't want you to get day jobs. It's like if you thought about getting a day job, they go, "What's wrong with you?" It's like we don't get day jobs, huh?
You've got to buy some guitars and
Right.
money to buy now.
Yeah, well, my mother said to me, is like, you're a professional musician. You have skills. You're like a lawyer or a doctor, and you should go out there and make a living doing that and get paid like a lawyer or a doctor. And she instilled that in me, that this was like this could be a career, this could be a skill, and like I said, that's what I've done like my entire life. I'm pretty proud of it, actually.
Man, you took the advice of a great guitarist to heart.
Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
Best advice ever, right?
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's having music has been, I think, what's really kept me alive, and even like after my problems with the cancers and the surgeries and stuff, it's like I just pick up my instruments, and it's really healing. So,
did we catch Guitar Man 45 channel member?
We did.
Welcome in, Bo.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
He says, so you were playing live in the 80s.
yeah, I sure was. Yeah.
El Bar J says,
So
doing
was Bo.
good at 65 here. Steve
Wow.
says that being pronounced dead keeps you young.
Well, look at Paul McCartney. I mean, he actually really died, and he's still going.
Right? Wow.
It's a clone. It's an imposter.
Ferd says, I turned 69 a month or so ago. I've decided no more birthdays. He's
What you need to
done.
do is you need to thinking about it as a leveling up. Right?
Yeah, that's what I do now.
You're level 69. You keep getting more levels. You're getting better and better.
Is there anybody here under 40?
Well, my YouTube stats say that the common age is 45 to 56 or so on the channel.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, I decided I wanted to rock, and so I decided to move to the Midwest because that's where you could play rock music, and you still can. So coming here was a really good move for me. So in the 90s, I was playing a circuit that was high-end rock bands with buses and spotlights and 64 par cans and smoke machines and explosions. Ready for this? Doing all that at like Holiday Inns, for real.
Yeah.
Because Holiday Inns in the Midwest in the 80s and 90s, they were like, that's where all the rock shows were. That and bowling alleys, believe it or not. And Alonzo's 22.
22. We're getting the young folks in here,
Bring down
too.
that average.
He's younger than my son, man.
Same age as my daughter.
Oh, wow. So we were doing that, and we were getting very popular. We put out a couple of CDs. We're getting a lot of gigs. But here's the funny thing. We used to have a regular gig. We used to play there maybe 6 times a year in Rapid City, South Dakota. Now, I don't know if anybody from South Dakota is here or not, but there was a hotel, I think it was a Howard Johnson's, but it had this bar in it called the Racket Club. And it was across the street from the arena. And what was really cool is they would put the bands that came up to play in the arena, they'd stay at the hotel that we played at,
Of course.
which was great. I mean, it was walking distance across the street, right? So one night we had lots of different bands come in. We had Trickster came in, Firehouse, Tesla maybe, a bunch of other ones. Some of them jammed with us, some of them didn't, some of them just like to hang out, whatever. But the coolest night, it was, I believe, September in '96. We were playing, it was a Friday night, and we're doing our thing, and suddenly, like, everybody left the bar. It was a riot. It was like, we had this giant crowd. We had, like, hundreds of people in there, and suddenly they all left. And I'm like, is there a tornado? I mean, what's going on, right?
Did I hit a bad note? You know.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be the problem because I do that all the time. You know, so. You know the secret. Yeah, the secret is when you hit a bad note, you hit it again and again and again, and then you mean to. You're playing in modes. Then
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
Right.
that's your jazz lick.
so I meant to do that, but
we specialize in jazz licks around here.
Yes.
Right.
I love it. By the way, hello. I said hello to you earlier.
You did.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I'm in and out. It's I got work and kids and all that stuff going on over here.
I totally
I'm
actually
enjoying it.
I'm flying solo right now. My wife is in Wyoming. She's taking care of my sister-in-law. She just had a surgery, so she's out there. That's where I met my wife, by the way. I was on the road and I met her in a bar in Wyoming.
Oh wow.
And we're still together. It's amazing.
Wow.
I could tell you more about that another time. There's great stories there too. But anyway, the story that
September
I know.
96.
What's that?
September 96. I'm just painting the picture. September 96.
yeah.
We're in the
So,
bar
September-
across the street from the arena.
I know that
Everybody left the
Trev.
bar.
Yeah, I know Trev is especially going to enjoy this because yeah.
So here we go. So it's we're playing. The bar empties out, and I'm like, so we kind of stop. Say, what's going on? We're like, Pantera's outside. I'm like, what do you mean Pantera's outside? They're like, Pantera, the band. And like, to be honest, at the time, I really wasn't a huge Pantera fan, so I didn't know a lot about them. But I learned really fast the next 2 days, let me tell you.
Right?
Because the next thing I know, in walks Dimebag Darrell and his brother, Vinny, and the lead of the bass player from Biohazard. They were the opening act, Seinfeld, I think his name is.
Evan Seinfeld.
Evan Seinfeld, yeah. And they came in and they start drinking and partying, and then I'm like, you guys want to jam? And like Dime's like, yeah, I'm always up for jamming, and the bass player guy said, yeah. So they came up on stage, and then Dime played this guitar, and I have proof. Do you want to show him some of the proof?
I was
real
just
quick?
about to say, a lot of people are going to say Pixar didn't happen. Pixar didn't happen. So let's add this on here. So
And
you want to?
I want to add that is one of my band T-shirts. That is a Billy Zack Attack T-shirt, and I heard that he wore that at the gig the next day. That was Friday night. On the back of the T-shirt, it says "Drop Kick the Bitch." He loved that.
Hell yeah.
That was
is
that,
awesome.
That was our hit song back in the '95. Was "Drop Kick the Bitch." So you can
Nice.
do a search for that. Good song, lovely song. And but anyway, so I gave him a
Love
shirt.
song.
And yeah, it is really. And let's see another one. You got something else there with?
Yeah. We'll scroll on through and we'll kind of
see.
let you.
And there he is with my Steinberger. And Dime had never played a Steinberger before. In fact, he came back the second night. They usually leave after the gig, but actually they all came back except for Paul the singer. Rex and everybody came in to jam because he wanted to play that guitar again. Is that crazy
wow.
or what?
Wow.
So there he is playing my guitar, and let's see.
We see the back of the shirt there, right there.
Yeah, drop kick the bitch, man. That was the different times, folks. Different times.
Yeah.
I've never seen Dimebag wearing pants that weren't camo or
I
cargo
was going to
shorts.
say, what's up with the pants?
So there's
And then
another shot. Yeah.
Another shot of him. Yeah. Now the funny thing is he gets up on stage, and it's pretty crazy because you think of these guys, Pantera, Biohazard, and like all they wanted to play was blues and ZZ Top. It was hilarious. So that's him right now playing Tush. So he sang it. He sang lead and he played Tush, and then I sang some songs with. There's his brother playing the drums. Yeah,
Right on. Right
yeah,
on.
that's pretty cool.
Look at that
Hell yeah.
smile. That is a smile. That's
And-
what we're here for.
And one
Yep.
thing I want to tell you about these guys, because at the time I really didn't know them from Adam. I really didn't, and I met them. They were, in fact, Darrell in particular, the nicest people I've ever freaking met in my life. It was unbelievable. He sat with me Friday night, hour after the gig. We shared a bottle of something, And he just was giving me all this advice and telling me about how when they were starting out and how he had braces in his teeth and he was all embarrassed and he used to wear leopard pants and
Diamond Darrell.
Yep. Well, yeah, Diamond. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he gave me like all this advice. He gave me his home phone number and stuff, and it was so cool. So we stayed in touch for a while, but you know what happened there. So it was kind of sad.
Alonzo says, "Dude, that's actually so cool."
Yep.
Got a hell yeah there. Got a very cool. El Barge says, "Did he like it? I wonder."
Yeah, so he loved the guitar. However, he kept trying to talk me into switching to Dean guitars.
Alonzo says, "Did you get a little bit of that Dime mojo?"
There's some of the
after you
DNA is
played?
on that guitar for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think he got some Billy mojo that night, man. It was
Hey, we got channel member Boner Jams is here. Welcome in, Boner. He says,
Baseman.
who do we have here tonight? Can someone send me a quick bio and background check? Thanks. We've got Billy here with us, and he's telling his story about when he met Dimebag, and Dimebag played his Steinberger headless guitar. So welcome in, Boner. Welcome in. Let's see. Mike himself is here. Did we say hello to him? We're going to catch him real quick.
Crown Royal.
Clown Royal was his drink.
Crown or Seagram's.
All right.
You know,
There's Joe Wentz Project TV is here saying good
What's up,
evening,
Joe?
my friends. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome in, Joe. Good to see you, sir. Did we say hey to Bo? We're going to say hey to Bo.
shit.
What's that?
What? No shit. There's not a guitar that's not on Bo's list.
right.
Actually,
Oh,
You know,
the
he-
Dean guitars on his list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Billy brings up the point of how nice Dime and Vinny were. Those guys, and from what I've always read and heard from people that's met them and stuff, they never forgot what it was like just to be a fan of music,
yeah, exactly.
and so they kind of live by that. You know, I treat anybody like I would want to be treated, and like I said, they just never. You know, a lot of guys lose sight of that. You know, being what it's like to be a fan, and they never did.
Yeah.
If you watched any of the vulgar videos, you know the way those fellas roll, especially Dime,
Right.
in particular, right? I mean, yeah, even like my buddy went and saw Damage Plan at the Croatian Cultural Center in Vancouver. They're out back having a smoke a doobie because you can't do that inside anymore there. And Darrell came outside and smoked a joint with him. That's the kind of guy he was, you know.
Yeah. So in these pictures, we see pictures of Dime playing that guitar. We see Vinny here. We haven't seen you yet, so these could just be random pictures.
Well, there's Seinfeld.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a good bass player. Unbelievable.
Now-
Another really nice guy. Like if I saw him in the street, I'd be a little scared. But
Probably having the time of his life touring with Pantera.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
If he was the one that showed up, he's the one who bonded with the band for sure.
So he came in and he was jamming with the guys at the same.
right. So Friday night, the only people that came was Dime and Seinfeld. I think Vinny came in. I think, but I don't think he played the first night. I think it was just Darrell and Seinfeld were the only two people that actually jammed with us. So we played with my drummer and me, and that was kind of cool. Then the second night, when they came back, Rex came in, and I forgot the best part. One of the best parts too. They were partying with their bus driver, and their bus driver was so hilarious, and he actually got up on stage and was like singing. They wanted to do blues songs, so their bus driver was singing the blues, and like they were playing blues. It was so hilarious, man. So, did you get the picture of the actual signing? The next one, I think it is.
Let's see.
There it is.
There it is.
So that's Friday night, and there I am. So there's, I mean, I guess Dime's not in the picture, but I think we got something else we could show that proves that I was there. But
Yeah.
but you can see Dimebag's signature really clear there before the guitar got bedazzled.
Mm-hmm.
And
So yeah, tell us about that. What was the?
So, all right, so there's the signature, right? And if you can see right about here it started to wear off. Do you see where it was like starting
A little bit
to
there,
fade,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
So there you go. You can see it now. And I told my roadie, I'm like, dude, this autograph's gonna just come right off the guitar because I sweat so much. He goes, don't worry about it, I'll fix it. And I thought he was going to like spray it or varnish it or do something, right? He comes back the next day. He was all proud of himself, and I didn't have the heart to say anything. And he had taken it, and he got these like gold stars, and he put all these gold stars on it. And then he took the back, and he put this silver tape. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's like aluminum silver tape.
Like a foil tape, yeah.
Which is finally starting to come off. It's been
Actual duct tape.
Yeah, and so he wrapped the back in that for some strange reason, and he put all the stars on it, which I didn't mind. But then what he did was he took like packaging tape or something, or contact paper, and contact paper the whole front of it. So like, it is what it is, but the guitar has so much personality. You know, it's like
it's got a history to it for sure.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the guy that did the work on it actually was used to work for Kansas. So that's another interesting story. He actually has a guitar shop in Florida, in Sarasota, Florida, called Grandview Granville. He does guitar mods repairs, amp repairs, and boutique pedal building. Scott, his name's Scott. What's the camera? We call him Scooter, but anyway, he's doing really good for himself. Like, a lot of people come in, like, big name guys, and they get work done from him. So I've been so lucky, man. I've met so many cool people and whatnot. So anyway, but
was there any other pictures here, or was that it?
There's proof.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, and that's pre-Photoshop. You can see I just took a picture of it with my phone.
Yeah,
making that into a T-shirt and be wearing it.
Right.
Yeah. And that pink beard, man, that's the trademark Dime.
Yeah, that is so awesome, man. So
and
awesome.
look how young he is too, man. It's just like.
And the smile, again, you look at that smile, like it comes through in his eyes. You can see it's a genuine smile of happiness. He's just having a fucking blast.
He was again. Now, here's something I didn't tell you that's really funny. Oh, there's the Dime face. That was right. He took that picture, and then he goes, oh, no, wait, I didn't do the face. He said, take it again. And then he had to do the face, so, and you see I'm cracking up because.
Your smile is priceless. Man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So, but here's the cool, there's so many cool parts of the story, I don't even know, like, where to go, because I'm remembering stuff. We had just released our first album, and what I did whenever I record a record, I always try to have one or two songs that are only like 2 or 3 chords that just loop and repeat. And the reason I like a Sweet Home Alabama kind of song, it's like the same song, it just loops over and over. And the reason I do that is if you ever get up on stage with somebody and you want to jam, and you don't want to do a cover, you can just turn around and say CFG. Follow me, and just don't make any changes. Just keep going and going and going, right? So I wrote this song on the first album called "Becky is a Bad Girl," and
what's your wife's name?
Kathy. There's a Kathy
friend.
There's a Kathy song. Actually, the first album's called "Booby Trap," and it's 12 songs about women and the men who loved them or hated them, and. It's semi-autobiographical and also about my other friends and musicians. And
speaking of your wife, Alonzo says, "Dude, I want to hear the wife story. That's awesome." So, yeah, you said I'll tell you that, but that'll be another.
Oh
time.
yeah, sure, yeah. Hey, I'll stay as long as you want me. I was going to play something at some point, but there, that's it. There. Wait.
It's a copyright.
Hold on. There you go, trans
right on. Woo! Trans Thursday, everybody.
But anyway, so I gave I'm so I don't know, Pantera. They're another band that came through. Firehouse came through. Whatever. I'm like, I didn't really realize how big they were, and especially out in South Dakota, it's like Metallica and Pantera. You know, It's like
in '96 was, great Southern Trendkill had happened. They're getting towards the end of the run, and like you say, Phil
Cowboys
wasn't
from Hell,
around
man.
because Phil was in the bus doing what Phil was doing at the time. Yeah, those Panthers.
So here I am. I'm like giving them T-shirts, and I said, "Oh, here, have one of my CDs." And we did Becky is a Bad Girl that night, and Dime's like, "I love that song, man. I love that song." So the next night, I kid you not, and I do not have a video of this, and I wish I did. The next night, they come back after the show. They were going to leave town. They decided to stay another night and hang out with us because we were so much fun. And or there were really hot girls there. I don't know, one of those anyway. And probably yeah, right. Yeah, it's a 300-pound guitar player with the hot girls. I'm not really sure. One of the
He wanted to get his hands on that Steinberger one more time before he went down.
Well, he did. He said he wanted to play the guitar again. So he came back, and him and Rex and Vinny got up on stage, and they played "Becky is a Bad Girl."
Wow.
They actually played my song.
That's
It's
awesome.
gotta feel
Learned
good.
it overnight.
Yeah, and I mean it's just like a 3-point thing. It's like a and then so I mean you know the song, and like so they did the chorus. They didn't know the verses because the chorus just goes. The chorus is just Becky, 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 Becky. She's such a bad girl. Wow. Becky, and
That's awesome. I
That
love
is
it.
awesome, man. That's cool.
I love it.
so they did the chorus, then they jammed for 5 minutes, then they did the chorus again, they jammed for 5 minutes. And he goes, "Yeah, we've been listening to this on the bus, man. It's fucking awesome, so
That's cool.
and so that was another crazy highlight. And then what was really cool, they had, I don't know if you remember this or not, if you ever been to a Pantera show, but they used to have guitar picks with a phone number on them. Do you remember that? Anybody?
No.
Yeah, call
and
me, damn it.
Yeah, and when you call them, every day they would put like some weird, like sometimes it's just like, and that's like all it was, and it was like, "Oh, this Dimebag, man, call you later," and that was like all it was. You call up and they'd be like the funny Pantera thing of the day.
Dimebag was the original vlogger.
Say that again?
The original vlogger. He had his camera with him. He was documenting all of this.
Yeah, and
Travel.
he was just, Scott Davis, thank
What's
you,
up,
Kathy.
Polly? What's up, Polly?
My wife is watching, and she just texted me, and the guy that worked on the guitar originally and put the stars on it and blocked it up and all that, his name is Scott Davis. And he's a Granville guitar, so if you want to look him up, he does amazing stuff.
Cool.
And he kept all my guitars. I mean, literally, I was beating the crap out of these things, and he was always like, duct taping, wiring, fixing. He probably learned half the stuff he knew from like fixing my crap,
That is awesome. So I've
Yes.
got a little bit of a video clip. Did you want to go ahead and show that now, or
Yeah, no, there's not going to be any audio, right?
there will be some audio?
Okay, so let me do a disclaimer. So I recently just found the VHS videotape that it was a copy of a VHS videotape that somebody shot. It's probably a copy of a copy, but it's done through the microphone of an old VHS camcorder. And so everything is super distorted. Like the bass just sounds like farts. But I'm going to try to edit it all down. And one of my friends is a producer in Nashville, and he's really good with AI. And he says he can clean it up a lot and get a lot of that distortion out of there.
Yeah.
So maybe this will surface one night. But yeah, why don't you show the actual clip? I don't remember if this is day 1 or day 2, but let's see.
Maybe a return trip to the show if you get that video all cleaned
Anytime.
up. Yeah.
I'm having the time of my life, man.
Look forward to having you on a Sunday. Come and do the jam.
With your boy, Billy Zach. Let's do it. He said we're gonna rock and roll. Shoot it up.
Legend.
That is so super cool, man.
Awesome,
That's
man.
fucking great.
To have video of yourself on stage with Dimebag playing your guitar, that is just phenomenal.
Yeah, that was Friday. So that was the night that was the first night, and then because Vinny wasn't playing, he played the second night. So yeah, so it was a blast, man. Those
Quentin James sounds better than his RP 360 XP.
Camcorders did not have much in the way of microphones.
Welcome in, Quentin, man.
Hey, do me a favor, everybody say hello to Kathy for me, will ya?
Hello, Kathy.
There you go. She's in Wyoming, so
She's welcome to join into the chat and chat away in here.
I don't know if she'd do that, but you never know. She might. But yeah. So and then real quick. So I'll give you a real quick thing about me and my wife. We so I was in the same band a few years earlier. It was like 91, I think. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. And my band got booked to play in Gillette, Wyoming, which is like in the middle of nowhere. At least my band thought it was. And so I booked this gig, but they didn't want to go. And I said to them, look, man, we have like 2 weeks there. Back in the day, it was great. You go to a place, you could play for 1-2 weeks, and 6 nights a week, 1 day off, and then you drive on the seventh day. You know, it was we played nonstop for like a decade. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
So anyway, we were in Gillette, Wyoming, playing at this bar, and I know it was the day after my birthday. It's a good thing she didn't come out on my birthday because I was drinking a lot back then. And so it's a good thing she didn't come out that night. But the day after my birthday, she came out to the bar with her friends. They had all graduated college, I think, or she had just graduated college. And she's from Gillette, Wyoming. So they all said, well, let's go out, and they got a band. Let's go see the band. So she came out and her friends came out. But here's the funny part. So I think her friend liked my guitar player, and she was like, "Oh, I like that guitar player." And so they're like, "Well, let's invite the band to breakfast, and then you can meet them and stuff, right?" So they invited the whole band, to breakfast, and I was the only one that showed up. And that's how I met my wife, basically. So
Charles Green, what's up, man? Welcome in.
The myth, the legend.
So you were the only one that showed up, and that's how you met your wife.
yeah, I mean, I met her before, that night, but then, I got to know her like that night and hanging out, and then we just kind of hung out together literally for like the next week and a half. We were kind of inseparable.
Wow.
And then here's the really funny thing was, a little bit late. Well, she started sending me mixtapes. I don't know. You guys are a little older, so you remember mixtapes, right?
Oh yeah.
So we didn't have the internet.
And if a girl gives you a mixtape, you know that you're in.
Oh, dude, I was getting volumes of mixtapes. Okay.
Rock and roll,
Nice.
baby.
Okay. So anyway, so she was sending me these mixtapes, and we would talk on the phone, we'd send letters, we'd send mixtapes. We didn't have the internet and chatting and blah blah, right? All that stuff.
Long distance phone calls.
Totally, yeah, and they were expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cell phones at that time. Like
Nowadays,
So,
get on a WhatsApp and you talk to someone in China.
but here's the thing though. So one day she sends me a new mixtape, and the one side had like typical stuff that she would send me, which is really cool, And what's really weird is I felt like I kind of knew everything music, like I've been doing music forever. And she was into like the weirdest stuff, like I had never heard. She was like into punk rock and stuff, and like bizarre bands and alternative bands, and I mean, she really opened my eyes up to a lot of stuff that I had never heard before, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. But so she sent me this tape, and I'm listening to it, blah blah. Then on the way to a gig, I was riding with the bass player, and I put the other side in, and it had these strange songs that were not typical of the kind of songs she would send. Like
song?
no, not the breakup song. No, it had like "The Rose" by Bette Midler, and it had like some other stuff, and like I'm listening to this, and I said, these aren't the originals. I don't know why she sent me these. And my bass player says to me, and I'll never forget, he looks at me and goes, "Does your woman sing?" And I said, "I don't know. I have no idea if she sings or not." As it turns out, the second side of the tape was a recording that she had made. And she had actually made it for her sister, who she's visiting right now in Wyoming, for like her birthday or something. Maybe she'll tell me what that was about. But she sent it to me, and I had no idea she sung. And isn't that crazy? And then I found out she had some musical talent too. She dabbled with guitar and a couple other piano and stuff. And then she got her job after college as a teacher. She did it for a year and she hated it. And she goes, "I hate this. I don't want to do this." And I said these words. You ready? I said, "Oh, well, why don't you just join the band?"
Yep.
And here we are now. And we've been in tons of bands together. We've been we played in the Yukon territory together.
Oh wow.
We've traveled all over the country. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've played a lot of crazy places. I've never been to Europe, but I've played every state in the United States except for Hawaii. Me and my son actually did Alaska togetger. That was fun.
You said you were in Vancouver. Did you play Vancouver or you just passed through?
No, I think I played in Vancouver. I played every province. And then we played, I know we played Hythe. We played somewhere in Vancouver. I can't remember where it was. But we played. I mean, I've played from Newfoundland to the Yukon Territory. I've done all of Canada at one time or another.
Awesome.
So you had mentioned you had some music out. How many CDs have you had officially out?
As Billy Zack, which is the band that Dimebag jammed with, that band did 2 CDs, and that's the band that did Dropkick the Bitch, and we did. It was kind of like a 80s, 90s. I think I sent you some links to that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was that band. And all those albums were recorded on this guitar. So if you ever listen to them on Spotify, look for Billy Zack, Z-A-C-K.
Is there an actual website that we can go to?
Yes and no. My website is my name, so it's billygrisack.com. I haven't really been keeping. Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, I can do it. No, it failed to post. So maybe you can post the.
So
the
it's
website.
just your name.
Yeah, it's Billy Grisack, GRISACK.com, and there should be links to my project. So yeah, my rock band, we did 2 albums, and then I changed careers, and I went from doing rock music to doing children's music, but I did it with a twist. I was like one of the very first, if not the first, classic rock kids artist. So I called that Mr. Billy, M.R. Billy, B-I-L-L-Y. And what I would do is I would try to write songs that parents would like that would remind them of other bands, like Van Halen, the Stones, Beatles, Duran Duran. And I would do songs like that, but I'd be singing about like dinosaurs and good manners and
chip cookies.
Yeah. But the songs were very rocky and they're like distorted. I mean, we used to do the song called "The First Day of School" and it was like real heavy. And so when I started that career, that's when my career really took off. That was the closest I came to making it in the music business. And with that project, I wrote and recorded 29 CDs with that band, Mr. Billy.
Wow.
And now I'm just finished recording my very first album under my own name. So the Billy Grisack album is coming out probably sometime in the fall, maybe the summer or the fall. Very cool. I just finished that one.
Right.
And then to follow up with that, we're going to do a big and tall recording because me and my son have never recorded together, so we're really looking forward to that.
Awesome.
So I guess I've got about 32, 33 albums out there, maybe something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a link here so I can put in.
Yeah, if you go to if you're a Spotify person, there's MR Billy, and then there's Billy Zack, Billy Zack, and then if you're not, I think CD Baby takes all my songs and they put them up on YouTube as audio files, so you can hear them for free if you don't have them. So if you type in, like, say, my favorite track that I'd love everybody to listen to is called Monster or The Monster by Billy Zack, Zack, and then probably put CD Baby after that, and they'll take you to that link.
You think it would draw a copyright strike?
What's that?
Do you think it would draw a copyright strike if we played it?
I don't know. I mean, I own the rights
Monster
to it.
or Monster?
Well, it's. I think it's just Monster. Let's find out. It's been a long time here, guys. Let's see. Billy Zack, Billy Zack.
Quentin says, I have a website where I'll sing happy birthday for your child.
That's awesome, dude. Do you make money at it?
Yeah, Quentin is
Quentin lies a lot.
This is Quentin James, right? So you can't believe much of what he says.
You should play the full thing for him.
The Monster. Oh, you probably can't see that, but it's The Monster.
I have it already queued up. I'm just about to share it.
Oh,
If you're
okay.
with that.
Right on.
Yeah, do it, man.
And I gotta say, the thumbnail is priceless.
I'm afraid it's gonna stay. Get lazy, and it makes it on my back. It's much bigger. I think that I will crack.
I like that change.
You can buy a kid's record. This is the kid's record I'm gonna buy.
Well, this isn't a kid's one, but my kids' records are pretty badass.
Pretty rocking too, huh? And this is a song called The Monster.
Yeah. And this is an old Boss GT3 harmonizer.
Oh, wow.
And this is on the Steinberger guitar that you're holding on your lap right now.
Yep, that was played on this, yeah.
That way it makes it fair use, right? If you want to drop
See,
the entry.
all Dave, all night, I was just about to say, reminded me of a little ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons kind of style there. So what were kind of your influences then?
Well, you know, when I first started, my biggest influence was just like my dad, you know, but I and my uncles. But once I started discovering my own music, like I think I don't know if I mentioned this on air or not, but I heard Machine Head by Deep Purple, and literally changed my life.
You're ready to do the rock and roll.
And then I went out, and much to my dad's dismay, I bought a Big Muff fuzz box. And I played everything through it.
Right.
And I still do. I mean,
you gotta get your money's worth out of it.
yeah,
right?
you know, it's like there's stuff like here, you know, like, you know, jazz standard, you know, Girl from Ipanema with a Big Muff, you know, it's like it was hilarious. And then and I really got into Deep Purple, not just for I just loved his guitar playing, Richie Blackmore. But when I saw them live, I didn't go to a concert, but when I saw them like Don Kirshner's Rock Concert or In Concert or those shows, hold on a second. Dude, it's pretty just even right. Put this together. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've written and recorded like about 300, 400 songs.
Wow.
Yeah. One year I did something really wild. I did this project when I was doing kids music, and it was called 12 CDs in 12 months. And what I did was I wrote, recorded, and released an entire CD a month for the year 2012.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
Talk about under pressure.
Well, you know what was really interesting about it? A few things happened there. One, they say like you get burned out, you get written out. I think the songs at the beginning weren't nearly as good as the songs towards the end. And my playing got better, but what really improved was my singing. I've always had lots of trouble singing in tune, and singing for me has been more of a matter of necessity than because I'm a good singer. But now, check this out. I've been doing sessions here at the big studio in Wisconsin. I've been doing sessions as a lead singer, which cracks me up, you know. But that's the year I actually learned how to sing. I'm very proud of that work I did, you know.
Right, right on.
Where were we? I digress a lot. We were...
we had talked about the monster. We played a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah, so... no, okay, yeah, I've totally lost my train of thought, but yeah. So and by the way, what's really sad is that song, like of all the dive bomby stuff and everything, I had no whammy. It was set in place. So I was doing all those things by like doing things like stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And
the old Jake E. Lee method.
Yeah, you know, and actually he was one of my inspirations. Oh yeah, inspirations. So after I love watching Richie Blackmore play. He was so flamboyant. So then if you ever see me on stage, maybe not so much now that I'm old, but you know, like all the, you know, the this stuff and the that stuff, and throwing the guitars around and everything, which is really funny because I've never been a little guy. Like I've always been like between 250 and 350, and see somebody doing that crap, you know, like that is kind of interesting, you know, kind of unforgettable. And then my next inspiration, I really kind of fell in love with what Tom Scholz was doing when the Boston album came out.
Yep. Yeah.
That was cool tones. I love production. But, dude, I heard Van Halen.
There we go. Now we're talking.
That was it, man. And that totally changed my life, my perception, everything.
Favorite Van Halen album?
What's that?
Favorite Van Halen album?
My favorite
Top two. You can have two.
Okay, well, okay. Well, I guess I love the first one because it was the one that really did it. Yeah, you know. And do we? I guess with the name of the channel, we do the Sammy stuff too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the album that has Higher and all that. I mean, you know, what's it called? Dreams.
Yeah.
Which album is that?
5150.
Is that 5150?
Yeah.
I love that album. Oh my gosh, absolutely insane, man. I do. You have a new member?
We got a new member.
We got the best member.
Charles, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Yeah, I think he was just re-upping. So
we gotta give him the Van Halen applause.
Got to give him a little trans trim too. Right on.
Dually trans trims.
Now, do you know any of the Van Halen tunes with your trans trim there?
No, because I just got it. Just basically got it for the first time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's true. It amazes me that you had it for all those years and you never had the operation going of the trans trim. But you know, like you said, you really didn't know what you had when you first got it.
No, and had I maybe still lived in New York or LA or something where people knew something, I mean, I was in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? We were playing, like I said, Nebraska, you know, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota.
Parking lot because the guitar store didn't want it. They didn't know what it was.
Exactly, you know, and I always knew that it was cool, and I knew that it was something that I wanted, you know, but yeah, and here's the other thing too, and to be brutally honest, like I don't really copy stuff very often. You know, I'm more of a songwriter. Yeah. So like even when I do like cover songs, they're sort of my interpretations.
Best way, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the best way.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what I like to do is I like to do things in the spirit of the song, so you still know what the hell song you're listening to.
Right.
And the important parts, you know, have to be there. You know, I mean, you know, if you're doing, you know, you got to do that drop, and stuff. So it's like, but yeah, I've never been a big one for like copying leads or anything like that. And it's worked for me. And then what I would usually do is when the band was bigger, we were a trio. Well, we started out with like, how many people did we have?
7.
We had like 5 or 6 people in the band, and we had 3 in the crew. And ironically, my wife will laugh about this because she usually says she chased everybody out of the band. But it's like after she joined the band, after she joined the band, we ended up as a trio. It's like, so it wasn't her fault, but she says it is, and but when we were doing songs where like things really needed to be like note for note perfect, like some songs you don't want to mess with, I would just hire like a second guitar player because I was more of a front man anyway, Yeah. And also I play keyboards too, so.
Are you a play-by-ear guy, or are you a music theory guy? Do you have a very diverse knowledge of music theory? And
I'm
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm both. I started out with hardcore music theory and reading notes and all that stuff because of my dad and my grandfather, and then I kind of let it all go when I went rock, and I just kind of really got into, who needs that crap?
2 power chords and a heavy drum beat. Yeah,
there you
good
go.
to go.
You can make $1 million and tour the world.
Right?
But the only problem with making $1 million is you spend $1 million.
Right. Got to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah,
Got a quick question, Alonzo here. He says, Ryan, super random question. What's the nastiest sounding EVH amp in your opinion? Meaning EVH brand? I would say probably the one that I'm playing right now, the 100-watt Stealth, the 6L6. I would say that's probably the nastiest sounding. But if you like the EL34 flavor, very, very, very similar. I haven't played the Iconic yet, so I can't speak on that one, but the Stealth 100-watt would be the answer to that.
I don't think your regulars are used to somebody talking so much, man. I'm
no,
sorry.
This is great, man. I'm loving it. Loving it.
Best interview ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yo,
great.
you're doing good, man.
Whoa, we got J7/8. He's like, when is someone going to play Summer Nights?
It is time, isn't it?
We might do it a little later. I mean, since Jay's here, Kurt says, play some Summer Nights, and then after that, some Summer Nights.
I mean, we could take a break from Billy Land, and you guys.
These guys on the Under the Bus channel.
Want to do an interlude?
Under the Bus.
Ah.
They had a show last night. They go on Wednesdays, and they were giving me a little ribbing about Summer Nights has kind of become like the channel song that every show it seems like we have to play it because everybody really likes to hear it. I like to play it, and it sounds so freaking cool.
I think that's the first thing I heard you play. Actually,
is that right? Is that right?
Yeah.
So take that, Jay.
And ain't none of them can play it.
Fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
It's okay. It's past 7 minutes.
And
we're
you
good.
too, Caleb.
All right, so we'll head on back to Billy and let you continue on with your stories.
Well, I don't really know where else to go at this point. It's like that's kind of what I've done, where I've been, and now I've got my guitar back, and unfortunately I can't go out and do shows with it right now. But if all goes well and they fix the heart, I'll be out there.
Back up there rocking, man.
I've got a question for you, Billy.
Yeah.
Your new album that you're going to release this summer or fall, what's the inspiration and what's it? Is it rock? Is it jazz? Is it?
We got to say hey to Andy Carson real quick before you
Andy.
answer. Welcome in, Andy. Good to see you, man. Oh, see there, Mitch is calling for Summer Nights. So
somebody tell the Wisconsin guy to stop talking, man. He won't shut up.
No, you're good.
No, I'm enjoying this a
That's what
lot.
we're here for.
All right.
The new album. The new album's interesting. So I don't want to be depressing, but I didn't. My daughter passed away unexpectedly. She was 17, and she was my drummer. My son and my daughter both played drums with me, and they would take turns while they were in school. Like when one couldn't do it, the other one would do it. So they would take turns.
Wow.
And after she passed away, I just kind of like lost it. I didn't write music. I didn't want to play music. I couldn't listen to the Beatles anymore because she was a Beatle collector. She used to go to all the Beatle conventions, and she knew all these people. I mean, like her and George Harrison's sister were like buddies. They would like talk to each other and stuff. It was crazy.
Wow.
They meet her, you know, they like, oh, this cute little girl, you know, and like they just fell in love with her, so it's kind of neat. But anyway, when that happened, I kind of stopped writing, and then at some point, I decided to start writing some songs to write it out. So I'd say about half the songs in the album are cathartic for me to try and get over losing my daughter, if that makes sense. And then the other songs are just like random things I did. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about, I think it's called February Album Writing Month. Do you know about that?
I have not heard of that.
Okay. It's FAWM, FAWM.org, FAWM. And in February, starting February 1st, everybody joins in. There's like a website, and everybody tries to write a whole album's worth of material in 1 month. And so I wrote a bunch of songs for that one time, and those were floating around. So I had all these songs, and as far as style goes, my style really hasn't changed. It's kind of like that, you know, if Eddie Van Halen and like Green Day were a band. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because my stuff is very
pretty spicy mix, but
yeah.
Right.
It's my stuff is very poppy and a little ZZ Top, you know, because I got like basically my playing spans the 70s to the 90s, and that's kind of what I do, you know. And I'm not really into the blues, to be honest with you. One thing I don't like about living here is it's like 80% of the bands here are blues bands, which is fine, whatever. I just don't like the blues. I'd rather I like classic rock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what it sounds like. So the new stuff is very, I like it. I think it's the best stuff I've ever done. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's and actually the name of the album is Billy Grisack, and I spell it phonetically, so it's like, you know, Gryzack. That's the name of the album. You know, it's like phonetically written because nobody knows how to say my name. So which is why I went by Billy Zack all those years. It was easier than Grisack, you know.
Yeah, I heard Dime say Billy Zack on stage in that video there. So
yeah,
I was wondering.
Yeah, the first two albums are Billy Zack albums, and then the Mr. Billy albums, and now the Billy Grisack albums coming out.
Very cool, man.
Pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out once you get it out.
Maybe we can coerce him into having an album release party on our show.
There we go.
Album release / jam.
There we go. Right on.
Can you give us a little taste of the new album?
I was gonna say, you know, can you play a couple of licks or riffs or something for us?
Honestly, I don't even, off the top of my head, I can't remember anything right now. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Sometimes I still suffer from chemo brain. When chemotherapy is a horrible thing, I have forgotten so many things, and I have to kind of relearn them all the time now. So it's like I'll write a song and whatnot, and if once I've recorded it and I put it away, I don't remember it anymore. So when we want to go out and perform it, I got to go back and I got to relearn it and you know, and stuff.
And I get it. John was mentioning. Smash those thumbs up for this sexy group of axe grinders on the panel tonight. Right on, Andy.
You're talking about the guys over there, right?
John was like, "Man, that's a pretty cool riff that you played in that intro that I did for the shows. Those are all music that I did with a band years ago, probably 2010, 2012, somewhere around there." And I'm like, what riff is that? And he goes, the one that you do this on. And I'm like, I don't remember what I did. So John actually figured it out and then taught it back to me.
And then he gave me shit and said I was playing it wrong. No, you didn't.
you know what I started doing recently is like when I write new stuff or I learn stuff, I actually get my phone out and I make a video of me playing it. Because if sometimes when you see yourself doing it, it kind of comes back to you quicker than if you're watching Eddie play it or something. You know what I mean? So that kind of helps a lot with trying to remember stuff.
totally with the video because I've got everybody does this, right?
Yeah.
With the audio thing, and I'll be listening back to it. 98% of it's just shit, right? But then you'll hear that one riff, and it's like, fuck, that's killer.
Yeah, what did I do?
How do I play it? I don't know.
Yeah. I told the story.
I played it, but
I told the story here before when I had bought the Shark guitar, the EV8 Shark. I brought it home. I sat down, and this amazing riff just came out, and I was like, "Oh man, that's really cool!" And right about that time, somebody rang the doorbell. So I set the guitar down, went up, took care of that, came back down, and I was like, I can't remember what I did. To this day, I can't remember that riff, and it was awesome. Nerd Halen is here. I'm here summer nights.
no pressure, buddy.
No pressure, huh?
When you're ready, just let me know. I'll slide you over.
Nah, we can hear some more stories, or if you want to play something. Randy's
Me?
ready to go.
Oh, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys. I want to hear you guys.
I didn't realize my volume knob was partially cracked.
Well, let's play a little something. We had this new one that we did Sunday, and you guys seem to dig it. So let's play this one again. I think this is B minor or something like that. Kind of in.
We will figure it out.
Phrygian
Yeah,
thing?
something like
Yeah,
that.
we'll figure it out.
So yeah, let's do that. We'll start off with Randy there, and let's go.
Am I playing too?
If you'd like to, if you can hear yourself.
Let's find out. See?
Can you hear that coming through?
Yeah.
Man,
Awesome, dude.
Smokes!
Oh yeah.
this dude really can play. That was awesome, man. That sounded fantastic.
So good to meet you, R6.
What's that?
Yeah, the new R6.
The wider nut.
So you guys would you should I let you know the joke about like could you hear the guitar okay? Was it coming out?
It
No,
was
sounded good.
fine.
I had to give you a bump in volume because you were at 168, and I just dragged it all the way.
and
to
I
10.
lowered the track a little bit as you started playing, so we kind of leveled it out a little bit. So
So I'm sitting in my new control room. So when I bought the house, it had a finished room, and then this between the there was a room and a room, and it had like a window, and I'm like, I walked down and I said, that's a recording studio. I want this. So we bought the house, and I never built the control room. We just had like a music room. So we just finished building the control room, but like nothing is wired up. So I spent the entire day trying to get my interfaces and my computers to play nice so I could plug the guitar in and use my processors, my amps, whatever. Couldn't get anything to work. So we ended up, I got this mic. Wait till you see this.
There you go, little spark
the little
unit
boss.
or whatever. Yeah.
No, it's a little Boss Katana.
Yeah.
It's like,
reminiscent of when Randy would just play through his Yamaha.
and it's
room mic.
and it's running on batteries, man. I'm like,
Cool.
I put batteries in
get
it.
it all figured out. And hey, Billy, if you need any help trying to figure that out to make it work, we're here for it.
Billy, I tell you what, you hang around here for any amount of time, you're going to end up getting
A
an
Rodecaster Pro
SM7B, a Roadcaster Pro 2. You're going to be running wet, dry, wet before you know it. So be careful. Be careful.
Right.
Well, I'm just glad you guys are letting me stick around. I figured like after 10 minutes of my crap, you'd be like, okay, let's get the real musicians in here and let's
Welcome
jam.
back.
Man, no, that was
It's good that
fantastic, man.
good people are when they come on the show, man, you open arms and welcome, man. It's community is all about this kind of thing, man.
Yep.
You
Love
guys
hearing
are great.
stories.
You
And,
should
Yep.
there when you're playing your stuff, man. Can't wait to hear you through a proper setup.
Yeah. It's going to sound fantastic. Well, man, we are open on the Sunday jams too, so you are always welcome to come in for that.
Okay, sure.
Or if you
Absolutely.
need help during the week, just send an email and say, hey, you guys pop into a StreamYard and do some test samples and listen to the audio. Happy to help you out, brother.
That'd be really helpful. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I got an Behringer XR 18, which is kind of like a combination mixer and interface. And I have no problem getting all the sounds into the computer, but I couldn't figure out how to get everything out of the computer
Are you
into
using the
StreamYard.
DAW? Are you going through the DAW, or are you just going right into StreamYard?
I couldn't figure any of it out.
You need to select that device, then your Behringer 18700B.
Sounds like we need to hook him up with Mitch. Mitch, if you're still around, let us know if you can help him out.
Mitch is here.
Mitch knows all that
Yeah.
shit.
I like what Wayne just said there. Killer playing by the cool new guy. I've never been called the cool new guy before. That's a
There
first.
you go.
Welcome in, Wayne. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
BC brother.
And if there's anybody else that I've missed, I saw Bent Tom. He came in. He was
Tommy.
his first comment was, "When is Summer Nights gonna be played?" or something like that. They're all giving me a hard time about it. But Miami Pool Boy 69. Anyone want to change my lights?
No.
Welcome in, Miami Pool Boy 69. It's got to be Quentin or somebody.
Wasn't all caps, though. I mean, if it was all caps, you'd know for sure.
Does anybody want to change my lights?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Where's he from? Could mean different things in different states.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
69's got to tell you something. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, we got Paul McNary is piped up. Welcome in, Paul.
Paul.
Sound like he's been here for a little
He's
while.
been
He's just
here.
been quiet. Yeah. Welcome in, man. Welcome in.
Lurking.
So we are at hour 40, and I guess there's been some call for it, and it's kind of the signature thing of the channel. So how about we do it?
Let's go.
Anybody?
by
Anybody
we,
mind?
you mean you.
Well, you know, you get you a trans trim and you learn it and you can play it. You can take up some of the slack.
No, that's your department.
That's all I got.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, that's all you got. You can throw those in there when we get to it.
I'll be out until the morning light. Just hanging around them local parking lots. Oh, checking out all the girls, see what they got. Wow, 'cause they love it when me and the boys wanna play some live with them human toys. Wow, we wind them up, let them go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Woo, summer nights in my radio. Well, that's all you need, baby. Don't you know? We celebrate when the games are here. On a hot
we go.
Hell
So
yeah.
nice.
Awesome, brother. Sounded great.
Did anybody notice that I lost a string on that?
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. Did you hear it or?
I just noticed that you were playing conservatively. I
Right.
didn't see the string go.
Yeah, the string popped. I don't
Which one,
remember
your high
exactly
E?
where the high E. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So it's
when
gone.
that happens, it's okay if you lock it down, but if you leave it floating, it's going to be.
Fuckerino.
As long as I lock it. It was actually, it popped when I was all the way up in G.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When I was doing that last part. And so then when I came back down, I locked it immediately into the E position and it stayed in tune. So all good.
Nobody
Is that
in
what
the
you've
chat
been waiting
noticed.
for the last several weeks?
So what's that now?
Is that the E string you've been waiting for to snap the last couple
No,
weeks?
no. Actually, I changed these a couple weeks ago.
That's a fresh one.
I was afraid that the string was going to go, so I went ahead and changed strings. But it happens. So I will be right back.
If it doesn't break, you're not trying hard enough.
Right. You can do like I did and bust your high E when you're just putting the guitar in the case.
That's true.
I did do
I
that.
blew an A string the other day.
I blew a seal.
The coil stayed stuck in the saddle, but the inner will go. 38 minutes to change the floating Floyd. Fresh set of 10s, Stereos, up to pitch, 38 minutes.
Nice.
Are you guys like? Do you guys play in bands now, or have you been in bands or tour or anything like that?
I did. Oh, yeah, let John start.
Hi, John.
Yeah.
Hi,
same
John.
thing. Basically started when I was 12 with my dad.
And you
Oh,
played
you too?
this pub in
Yeah.
94, 96,
Whatever Trev's saying. Yeah.
mid 90s. John was in the scene. I was down in the scene as a spectator.
Originals, cover bands, all that stuff. Got married, had kids, and now I'm on the.
Got to the fork in the road, and you decided, chase this
That's
musical
right.
career or go for the kids.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So this is my musical outlet now.
it's reincarnate of the fabulous John Shane, everybody.
Thank you very much.
So,
Randy.
yeah. What have you musically? What's your story?
Randy.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I started playing guitar when I was like 11, and I just always was fascinated with it, all the way back to being like a toddler. And
Now,
Yeah.
was there music in the family? Did the folks play? Did you have an older sister play piano?
my mom played a little bit of piano, and my great uncle Earl, who died before I was born, apparently could play anything you put in his hands. So they, But other than that, nobody.
Genetically displaced to play music.
Right. Other than that, I mean, like I said, my mom played a little bit of piano, and that was about it. But I started playing when I was like 11, like seriously playing when I was 11, and just got obsessed with it. Multiple bands. Actually did a county fair tour with Brantley Gilbert back in 2007 for about 6 weeks. And
Here we go with the Brantley Gilbert.
right. I don't even like admitting that,
It's a thing.
But then I came back to Atlanta from Nashville and joined a band out of Atlanta called 11 Standing Still, and was in that band for
You
about
were in Atlanta at 11 Standing Still?
for about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. I never heard of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to.
Just a fucking douchebag.
I thought you were saving that.
I knew that was going to come in handy. Yeah, it was a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And
So, Randy, are you a theory guy or are you an ear guy?
am I what now?
A theory guy or an ear guy?
Ear guy. I know Jack Dinkums about guitar theory.
So you just memorize patterns and boxes and stuff.
Pretty much. Usually, I mean, even when I was a kid, I'd learn most of the stuff by ear. Or, I mean, I wore the hell out a VHS copy of Live Without a Net and Right Here, Right Now.
Mm-hmm.
Just, anywhere I could pause to see where he was putting his hands at if I couldn't quite figure it out. Or you could figure the notes or the chords out, but you're playing them in the wrong position. Because that's real easy to do with anything Eddie played. Mm-hmm. And so...
What always amazed me was that you would try to learn something, and also anytime that you do a show called Transtrim Thursday, you have to have a backup.
Right.
There you go.
But you would try to figure something out, and you're like, "How in the heck is he doing all that and changing all that?" And then you watch him play it live, and he's just like,
right.
He's just doing it all in one spot, and you're like, "How in the heck?"
Well, a good point to that is the intro riff to 5150 I've been playing wrong for 20 years.
Right.
I didn't realize it till Ben Eller put his video out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Always,
John's favorite saying.
I love that
You
guy.
see, I've always played it the 3 fingers method. Where you're using your pinky to pull off that B string. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea that Eddie played it with 2 fingers.
Rocking back and forth.
And rocked it back and forth, which is still a pain in the ass for me to do.
Yeah.
But, because, dude, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no way. So you can't really see it on Live Without a Net, but if you watch the Tokyo 89 show, you can clearly see it plain as day. I'm like, dude, get out of here, man.
I don't want to brag or anything, but that's how I've always played it.
I've never been that way.
Let's see. Now I can't remember how to play it.
That's what happens when you brag.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm up in the wrong. Where does it start? I can't remember.
D.
D.
Are you locked in a weird spot?
What the hell is going on with this?
You were up. You need to pull a Quentin James and do that. There you go.
Exactly.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right.
But this is actually one of those where I watched Live Without a Net, and I was like, he's just rocking back and forth.
Right.
And I figured that out watching that. Yep.
And it's that whole walk down note that you've got to like super shift your hand to go to the next chord if you don't do that.
Yeah, it's a rough change for sure.
That's like humans, right? It's like humans being. A lot of people, I don't know if you watched. They played it in '98. I know you were there. I was a kid, but I was there. The intro, everyone assumes he just plays a regular E minor, but he's actually playing an E here.
Oh, see, I did not know that.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. We'll have to talk later.
By the way, Trev, earlier you asked me if I was a note guy or a theory guy or an ear guy. So I learned all that stuff back then. But here's a funny thing: about a year and a half ago, I started teaching guitar and bass and ukulele at Guitar Center, and the reason is my best friend is the manager of the local Guitar Center. And he didn't have any good guitar teachers, I guess, or he was having some problems. And, I did not want to teach, and I'm going to tell you why, and this has to do with my age. When I started playing, they didn't have tabs. Nobody used tabs. It was, you learn from the Mel Bay or the Alfred's guitar book, and it was notes, and it was like Mary Had a Little Lamb and stuff, and there was no guitar tab. So I never, until a year and a half ago, ever looked at or tried to play guitar tab in my life. But as soon as I got the job as a guitar teacher, suddenly I had to become like the world's greatest tab player and writer.
Down to its basic form, really. But tab doesn't give you the same kind of things that written music will. Written music will let you know the kind of feeling you're going to put into it. The kind of
Hello, Laverna. Welcome in. Anybody know Laverna?
Nope.
Well, welcome in. New
No,
face.
You doing?
Tabs are great. I have no problem with tabs. It's just that when I was learning, I don't think she was here earlier when I was telling everybody how old I was. They didn't exist. There was no
Right.
tab to learn.
Yep.
And by the time tab was becoming a thing, I was already a professional musician, and my ear was really good, and I didn't ever think of that. And so that's a skill that I've picked up in the last, since I turned 60, was learning and teaching guitar tabs. So that was kind of interesting. So
And I'll,
Great system.
I'll counter you on that. As growing up as a kid in the 90s, hitting teenage years in the late 90s or whatever, and having, the infancy of the internet, the tabs would come out and they were terrible.
Yeah,
They're-
that's true.
Yeah.
Like all those sanctioned tab books you get at Mars or Guitar Center, where like there's so much stuff that's wrong in those.
Yeah.
But they was doing the best you could.
Well,
yeah, actually, Alonzo brings up a good point. Some of the tabs the students will bring in now, it looks like sheet music now. I mean, they've got everything in there. They've got timing, and they've got tight notes, and all the stuff that would be
Right.
with typical music notation, writing in a staff. But now they're doing it with the tabs, which I guess is really cool. But I don't know. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Sure.
Yep. Well, guys, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. I want to say a big, huge thank you to Billy for joining us tonight. This was awesome.
Awesome, brother.
Hell yeah, dude.
awesome.
This was
Yeah,
awesome.
great.
Would love to have you back. Hear some more stories. Hear you play that Steinberger with the trans trim again. I think
jam
you're
with
the
us, yeah.
you're the only,
Yeah.
you're only the third person that's been on here with a trans trim guitar. Myself, Rob Johnson, and now Billy. So
Throb.
exactly.
Throb.
So Billy, you feel like playing a little bit more as we go on out?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, let's do this. You know what it is, John. You know I love this track. So
The C.
yes,
Oh, we're doing that
sir.
one.
Dude, we got to
Let's
play
do it.
around with that other C track.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
do.
All right, we'll maybe Sunday we'll
Right.
mess around with that some more.
Maybe Saturday night.
So Billy, what I do on this one is I actually drop this down to D,
Okay.
and then I play it. Well, you'll figure it out. You're
Okay, but we're in concert C.
you're a better musician. than I am.
440.
Oh, hell no.
440.
440.
So I drop that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Man, I love that jam. I love that one.
That was a good one.
I'm ambivalent about that jam.
Well, yeah, you know. If you don't get in the groove of it, you don't. You know, there's some of those other ones. That,
sometimes it's yeah. Sometimes it's like for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get it.
It's a good one. No, it's good. It's good for us.
Yeah,
I keep saying,
anyways.
I keep saying I'm not going to play that song anymore in a standard tune guitar because C, for some reason, just I get lost.
Well, it was weird when I first started because I've never played it on this one, and I looked down and I'm like, crap, where do I start?
Yeah,
because it just feels so different. This little bitty body and then the neck and it's 24 fret, and I'm like,
hilarious thing is like one of you guys will play something cool, like you are too. And I go, okay, yeah, I'm going to work off something like that. And then I got to transpose it because I'm in standard turning down.
Right.
And then it's just a clusterfuck. And then it's completely...
Then we just fall back to the...
Yeah.
all right.
I just started throwing Rob Zombie, and there was like, you know, I thought that worked pretty good in there.
The slide thing you did, man, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Hey,
I didn't see anybody with a slide, so I thought, what the hell?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm a
was awesome.
shit slide player, so
Shittier than me?
I'm pretty bad.
And if you want to feel really bad about your slide playing, go watch Derek Trucks do some
Right.
slide play. It's like, never mind.
That's the way you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. He's right on top of it. All right. I think we need to go ahead and wrap it on up. We have had a great time tonight. Billy, once
Excellent
again,
show.
thank
Excellent.
you. Thank you for coming out,
For sharing
sharing
the stories, man.
the stories. Definitely going to have you come back with us.
My new best
Hell
friend.
yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely. Everybody in the chat loved you, man. So
Yeah.
definitely have to get you back and do some Sunday stuff, jamming with us. We definitely get you
Don't
set
forget
up
about
with
the album release party.
get you set up set up with a wet dry wet, the Roadcaster Pro 2. You know, we'll have you jamming here.
SM7V.
Yep.
Yep.
But thanks for coming out, man. It was a lot of fun tonight. A lot of fun tonight. I wish we could keep going, but I do have to get up for work in the morning. So
I'm actually doing a radio show in Green Bay tomorrow morning at 8:30.
oh wow.
I was like, they said, can you come in and do an interview and play a couple songs? And I'm thinking, I don't know how late I'm going to be out with these guys tonight, but I figured, what the hell? Plus, we're supposed to get a really bad snowstorm tonight. Did you know that?
Geez.
Release.
Did not know that.
Welcome to Wisconsin, man.
Right.
Where we have two.
Where the hell is Wisconsin?
Manitoba.
So it's Midwest. Then.
Manitoba,
Yeah.
the Manitoba Ontario border.
Yeah, we're north of Texas.
Yeah, I got that part. It's where it crosses.
It's on that side.
Central Standard Time.
Central Standard.
Central.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't matter.
I thought that was mountain time.
Yeah, that is mountain time that don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It
that's
matters
kind of
less.
It's kind of the running joke with the Charles Green.
Oh,
Or
okay.
not Charles Green. I'm sorry. Now I'm pulling a Quentin.
Jimmy.
With the Charles 75N show, Central Time. So, all right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for coming out in the chat. Billy
Great show,
joining us. Trev.
Good jams. Great
What's your
stories.
name? Oh, yeah, Randy. And, of course, John. Appreciate you guys. So, another big, huge shout out once again before we go to our channel members. We appreciate you. And if you would like help to support the channel, there is a join button over there underneath the video somewhere. And we appreciate any support that you do there. It helps keep us doing what we're doing. And a big, huge thank you and shout out to all of our current channel members. Newest one that renewed up today, Charles Green. Thank you, sir. We'll get you added to the list. And anything else? Closing words, boys?
Excellent!
There it is. Perfect.
So with that, we will say thank you. See you on Sunday's Community Jam. And until then,
Don't bet on a fart.
I thought it was never trust one. Oh, come on. All right. See you, everybody.
Here in Kentucky, we call those handles. Because you hold on to them and you're like, waka, 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 waka.
Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
There once was a man from Nantucket. There once was a man from Nantucket.
Hold on, these guys.
Hi. I'm still here. What are you doing here? Go home.
I was going to see if I could break the other E string. See ya.